This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Let me adjust the camera here, get rolling, and video number 2 of the day. As kind of promised at the end of our little discussion there about James Neal earlier this afternoon. The fact that, well, as I said, it is Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, whatever you want to call it. Something good is coming tomorrow, one way or another, when rookie camp opens up for our Edmonton Oilers. And let me tell you how sweet that sounds. That is absolute music to my ears. Unfortunately, I can't carry a tune, so I'm not going to sing you anything. I'm not going to whistle you anything. That ain't happening. My best work is done with my gums, and unfortunately, even talking is technically my best work, and it is still shoddy at best. So, without further ado, what I want you to do is get in those comments right now, because today's discussion is all about rookie camp in the sense of 4 to 5, I don't know, the guys I see as needing a great rookie camp, right? Guys that need to prove something in rookie camp. And I said 4 off the top, but then changed it quickly to 5 because I just thought of another one that I need to briefly touch on just to make sure we get that base covered. However, you go look at the rookie camp roster. I've already broken that down. You can look at that video. It's available hopefully in a card in this video if I remember to do that correctly. But you look at the roster, and it's a who's who of Oilers prospects with a few camp invites. No problem. That's is what it is. The key here is the fact that the Oilers have some guys that are now into 2 rookie camps, 3 rookie camps, a couple of years in the franchise, and need to start showing and proving where they're going to end up in the depth chart this year and into next year. Obviously, a few of these guys might have shots at the Oilers lineup this year. A few of these guys might play top minutes in Bakersfield this year, but there's also a couple of them who need to separate themselves from the rest of them. So when we're looking at number 1 as to who really needs to go out there and separate themselves, who needs to have a great rookie camp, who needs to go and show and prove what they are as a prospect, that would be number 1, a guy who is now just about 22 years old. Well, 21 actually. Pardon me, he'll be 22 next year. Looking at numbers, getting confused. My mental math, terrible, you guys know. Stewart Skinner in net for the Oilers in rookie camp. The reason I say he needs to go out there and show and prove what he is as a prospect is between him and Dylan Wells, there is that strong competition to be the AHL backup this year. Obviously, one of those guys is probably going to find a little bit more time in the ECHL than the other, and that is going to affect things a little bit when they go to travel and such to Bakersfield and back. So you look at that. The question, though, is not about the backup situation, because the real scary part here is kind of the goaltending depth situation. If you want to talk about the goaltending as a question mark for the Oilers, I think you have to ask yourself about the depth. We don't have that steal-it-stud prospect like Jordan Binghamton who can come up and lead you to a cup because a guy isn't performing or a guy gets injured. We don't have that. We don't have a Carter Hart who comes up and is the darling of the NHL for a couple of months in a dark, bleak season for the team. No, we absolutely don't have that in the AHL. What we have in the AHL is an absolute stopper in the net in Shane Starrett, but that's at the AHL level. So barring a goalie getting injured, Shane Starrett's your AHL starter. But that's in itself the key, because you talk about a goalie getting injured, Shane Starrett's the first one up to the NHL. That leaves Stuart Skinner and Dylan Wells to hold the fort in the AHL. Now, the reason why you have to establish who that backup is in case of injury, that's who, quote-unquote, becomes your starter. Yes, you can go back and forth, but a clear identity for Jay Woodcroft seems to be the way he likes to rock. As you saw with Shane Starrett, all of a sudden he caught fire, and there was no turning back the rest of the year with Shane Starrett in net. So it goes to follow that Stuart Skinner or Dylan Wells has to steal that backup job and absolutely shine in it. I believe Stuart Skinner, due to where he was drafted, the expectations and such, he's got to have a good rookie camp to solidify his spot and then get himself into competition for that AHL starter spot by being the backup. Now you look at the next guy on my list, and I think this is one that really goes without saying, is, guys, a lot of us are split 50-50. Okay, there is that 50 on this side, 50 on that side that say, you know what, he needs to be in the AHL for half a year. That's my camp. And then there's guys who say, I really hope he has a good camp and can play NHL minutes right out of the gate. We're talking about Evan Bouchard. And Evan Bouchard, a guy who, well, last year started right out of the gate in the NHL. Classic, typical Oilers prospect management. That was under Peter Chiarelli, this under Ken Holland. So the reason I say he has to have a strong, great camp in rookie camp, a good workout, good couple of games, the reason you got to look at him so hard is simple. The fact of you've got to evaluate where his game is prior to training camp. You have to figure out where he is prior to training camp so as you can slot him right and then slot him into Bakersfield or the NHL, whatever the slot dictates. Same with Stuart Skinner. I guess forgot to mention that he'll probably be at main camp too, but you understand where I'm going. You got to have a great rookie camp to get to main camp, even if you're a top tier prospect in this organization. So, Evan Bouchard, I think I really don't have to add as much as Stuart Skinner. It's pretty damn obvious why Evan Bouchard has to have a great camp. It's make it or break it kind of deal. If you want to make the NHL, you have to start strong, finish strong for the month of September. That starts in rookie camp. Now the two guys up, well actually three guys up front, I guess, again, blanking out here and really not making sure of things. Well, let's go with four. You know what? Screw it. Let's go with four. Tyler Benson. Tyler Benson, again, same thing as Evan Bouchard. A lot of us are getting excited, getting very optimistic that he's going to break through and do something on the Oilers roster this year. Whether that's start with the team out of camp, start with the team halfway through the season, whatever it is, we're all starting to lean that Tyler Benson is going to go out there and do something in an Oilers uniform this year. Of course, same thing as Evan Bouchard. That's why I blanked on the name for a second there. Show and prove. Start strong, finish strong, figure out where you're going. That's a quick touch on Tyler Benson. The other guy that really needs to find that role, because this is kind of the one that makes the roster interesting. One of the names you don't hear a lot of going into camp so far, and the whole conundrum of the bottom six and who fills out the roster and yada yada yada, is Cooper Marody. Okay, the thing we have to remember about Cooper Marody is we used him for less than 5 minutes a game every game under Ken Hitchcock. Maybe he played 6 minutes one night because Lucic went to the box for 5. Maybe. But most nights it was 3:23, 3:48 kind of ice time in an entire game for Cooper Marody. So did he get his best chance to shine on the NHL team last year? No. Did he shine on the AHL team? Yes. Now, you look at one, you look at two. How does that factor into coming to rookie camp and coming into main camp and then finding a spot in the NHL or AHL for this upcoming year? If he starts in the AHL, he's a bona fide first liner. We know that. Complete. Don't have to worry about it. We're good. Wash our hands. We've got ourselves a top line. Problem is, he comes in, same as Evan Bouchard, same as Tyler Benson, start strong, finish strong. It gets very complicated. And for that matter, if he wants to make the NHL roster, he's got to start with a great rookie camp. Simple as that. So let's go get ourselves into number 4, number 5, wherever I am on this gosh dang list here. The guy I'm looking at is Ostap Safin, and this one is for a different reason. He struggled with injury all season long last year, found himself in Edmonton being evaluated by the pro doctors there for a while. So the reason he's got to come in and have a great rookie camp is, as I said off the top, to separate himself from his fellow prospects. Ostap Safin has looked like a genius pick all along, and then last year hits a bump in the road and the development slows because of injury, and now it's time to either know, based on a great rookie camp and then what happens after, where he's headed next. Obviously, sounds like he's going to start in Bakersfield this year. That's fair. That's good. I'm great with that. But we need to know where his skill level, his assets in his game sit after a rough season last year. And that's why a great rookie camp is so pivotal to Mr. Ostap Safin. If I've got that right, please correct me if I'm still pronouncing it wrong. And then, guys, this one's the one that's a tough one for us as Oilers fans. The excitement was unreal. I was absolutely lit up excited about drafting Kailer Yamamoto because I have highlights you can watch. I've literally in my college days filmed him play for the Spokane Chiefs at Rexall Place, one of my all-time greatest memories at Rexall. But that aside, he's had some rough goes of it last year, right? Up, down, injuries, not producing, injuries, wrist injuries. You know the lot. I don't need to describe it a million ways to Sunday. I described it enough times last year. I preferred trading him because of the injury history and such is such is such. The thing here with Kailer Yamamoto and the importance of rookie camp for him is he has excelled in the preseason the past few years. The problem is he needs to go tenfold from where he was last year in rookie camp preseason, above that, and then go into main camp with that. So he's got to get those wheels burning that we all know he has, finish the pucks, duck under guys like he was earlier last year, and get into the net with his stick and poke pucks home. What I mean by that, obviously, get greasy, get in places other guys physically can't, and score goals and prove yourself an asset in a side of the game that many guys can't exactly operate in, right? Small, tight space finishing. And I mean, the Oilers have a couple of guys that can do that. Guy comes to mind like Alex Chiasson, but it's not because he's small, it's because he's so big and he can get his stick in based on size instead of stature, being closer to the ice and closer to the puck. So, for Kailer Yamamoto, good rookie camp, sets up for him a good main camp, and that allows us to evaluate where he is coming back from injury and when we can deploy him as an NHL weapon. So guys, those are my guys. I'm really looking forward to having a great rookie camp and basically need to have a great rookie camp. You can say absolutely everybody else needs to have a great rookie camp, but these guys are either NHL bubble players or guys who need to fight for their spot on the depth chart in the Oilers organization. Like I said, off the top, what I want to hear is your thoughts. Who are you looking forward to seeing in rookie camp and who needs to have a good rookie camp? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.